What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we are going to be going over the charts. First, the Dow Jones, then the DXY, and then, of course, Bitcoin. Also, I want to show you guys my EMA strategy. I've made videos on it in the past. You can check my YouTube page, but I'm going to there is a indicator that a member of our group made using the EMA strategy to kind of help you through it if you don't have it. Definitely something worth checking out. It's totally free. I don't sell indicators. You guys know that. Indicators are not 100% guarantee. So people buying them, I think, is kind of on the ridiculous side. You can use whatever is free, and it's usually just as good, if not better, than the paid indicator. So anyways, let's get into it. Make sure you guys smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Also, share the video if you would. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. So the Dow Jones, as I told you guys last week, if we broke this 34,350, which we did not, if we broke that, then we could possibly see another pump up for Bitcoin. So far, that is not happening. We did get a nice rejection here, just lower highs. I think Dow Jones is headed down to this 30,900. I think much lower than that, but this is my next big target. Still looking for that. DXY, as you can see, DXY has been pumping. This is the weekly. Right now, we are looking to the 55 EMA is 103.80. That's probably where we'll get a little pullback. But remember, guys, it's always going to pull back on its way up. I do think it's bottomed here. I talked about this 0.5 fib, and you know, we dropped down below it, but we never closed below it on our weekly. Still looking very, very strong, in my opinion, which makes Bitcoin very weak. And if we look here at the daily, this looks like it is starting to form three white soldiers, but we have to see how it closes, right? Three white soldiers is usually an indication of a reversal, and this is on the daily. So it's not to say we won't hit the 55, maybe around 104, get a little pullback, and then continue up. But all in all, the DXY is bullish again. All right, let's take a look at the monthly. So the monthly, I pointed out the higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action, as you can see on the white line. That is hidden bearish divergence, and we are in a downtrend. I know everyone's gotten super excited here, but it does look like this is, if it hasn't already reversed to go back down to the downside, it is in the making. Does definitely look like the reversal is in progress. So right now, the monthly, if we close above the 22,660 or 22,670, looks like we will close above this, then that could be bullish. And I showed you guys the super bullish case scenario would be the measured move of this falling channel from the breakout up to about 31.3. Now, I myself do not see that happening, but it is a possibility, and I want to put that out there for you guys. But as of right now, it is still looking pretty bearish. I think we close back below this and then continue down to the downside down here. So let's take a look at the weekly, and then we'll go into the daily in the 4 hours. So as you guys know, I showed you the same thing. If you look at this yellow line, we had a lower high in the weekly, lower high in the weekly, higher high. If you look at the yellow line from this high to this high, that's a higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action, hidden bearish divergence in a downtrend. Let me get that. Just look at this downtrend, right? Everyone's getting extremely bullish calling the bottom here. I do not believe this was the bottom. I do believe we will see a lower low, and I think that'll be within the probably next 60 days. As I've always said, February or March for the false bottom, and then I think we get another rally. And then the true bottom, I think still, I do believe it will be in the end of this year, September, October-ish. But if the next low could be the actual bottom, if that's the case, like I said, even on the false bottom, you're still going to want to buy some there for the little rally up. So buy in there, put your stops just below it. If it drops below, then you get the next low, right? So let's put the RSI back on there. Also, let's look at the white trend line here. If we look at this high to this high, right, and this high to this high, that's massive hidden bearish divergence. And why is hidden bearish divergence stronger than regular divergence in this? Because we are in a downtrend, and hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. So we have hidden bearish divergence, right? We would have to close a weekly above this 24,362 to invalidate this hidden bearish right here. And if we did, we would still be making hidden bearish, even if we did get all the way up to that 31 or whatever. But nevertheless, it does look like we are starting to reverse here and continue to the downside. Before we get into the smaller time frames and the free indicator, definitely check out Prime XBT if you haven't already. By far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you like the scam exchanges. You can trade Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, pre-markets, post-markets, multiple trades, longs and shorts, so you can hedge your own trades. Definitely check them out if you haven't. Use my promo code Savvy50. It can get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 gets you 25% off your fees. They do help sponsor the channel, but great exchange, guys. Definitely check them out. And as you can see, my EMAs here are ready to cross. We're going to talk about that here in a few, but definitely check them out if you have not already. I do have a link down below. I'll also leave a tutorial at the end of the video up top. So let's take a look at what's going on here. So this is the daily. We talked about this last week. Here's the target. Was this trend line 22,731? We did go below it, but we did not close below it yet. So a daily close below here, then it's probably going to get bearish, and that'll probably confirm our downside. Our first target is around this 20,500, 20,700 range. We have another one at 20,500. We'll take a look at that in the 4 hour. But anyways, if we do open and close some dailies above or below this, confirm our downside, which in the 4 hour, it does look like we may get a sell signal here, and I'll show you that also. But that would get us back down to this bottom trend line, depending on how quick, you know, if it went straight down, which I don't think so. But if it did, 17,250, you know, if it takes a little longer, 17,700. But once we break this, although I think when we hit this, we'll probably get a bounce. And then once we break below, then our next support is here at our high volume node, about 16.8. Break that, then we're looking to test the bottom of this again. And then of course, you guys know my false bottom range is around 9,500 bucks. Yeah, still looking for that. Now let's take a look at this in the 4 hour. This is where it gets interesting. So in the 4 hour, you guys know we had this rising channel here, and we have our measured moves at 20, what is this one? 20,700 and then 20,500 off of the break of this, right? So could we move this over to here and get a different one? Absolutely. We have a touch at the top, touch at the bottom, touch at the top, touch at the bottom, and we broke. Now, if we extend this up and take a measured move off of that, we're extending it up off of these two wicks, right? Then we're going to make another target here. And I'll show you some other things, but first let's go over this. Let's clone this one, put it down here. That's going to give us another target. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I've been taking some breaks off social media on the weekends just because. But if you watched my videos, everything's still playing out. I still believe that this is just a bear market rally. So that would get us down to about 19,000 from the measured move right here, right? So there's my targets for the downside. Look for a bounce in these areas. Maybe come back up and retest this as long as we open and close some candles below here, right? But if we can maintain support up here, then maybe we get one more push up. As you guys know, my weekly invalidation point is 25,800, right? And then we have that 31.3, 31.5 up here. But I still believe as long as we remain below 25.8, we are still going to see our false bottom sometime in February or March, possibly run into April. But either way, I've been saying the same thing for over a year. I'll leave that video up top too, where I talked about this big bubble pop, which I still believe we are in. All right, here is the indicator I was talking about. We're on the 4 hour now, but the indicator, one of my group members a long time ago made this for us, and it's the EMA candle close strategy. It says 8 close, 13 close, 21 close, 55 close, 200. You can find it for free in the indicator section right up here. Let me get this off here so we can see. So this is the 4 hour. It's most accurate in the daily or higher time frames, but it's still, you can see it signaled a short right here. And why does it signal the short? You don't even really need this if you just use my EMAs. But as you can see, once the the 8, the 13, and the 21 cross the 55, which 55 is yellow here. And then we open and close the next candle below the 8. Then it signals the short signal. And you can see that short. And then it signaled your long up here. Another short down here. So this would have got you out, right? So if you get in on the longs, get out on the shorts, you won't catch the exact tops and exact bottoms, but you'll catch some very nice trades like this short up here. And then you had your long down here, your short over here. You got another huge short over here. And we are about, we'll see what happens. We still have to close the next 2 hourlies. But as you can see here, if this 21 EMA crosses below this 55, and then we open and close the next 4 hour after the cross below the 8 EMA, which is 23,000. If we close below there, guys, chances are we're going to have a pretty quick downside move. Let's take a look at it over here. Stuff out of the way. As you can see, we have not crossed yet, but if it crosses, which it will cross if we don't get up above the 55, this 21 is going to cross the 55. So that'll be all 3, 8, 13, and 21 crossing the 55 here. And then if we open and close the next 4 hours, so as of right now, where we at? So the next, well, by the time this video comes out, this candle will be closed. So the candle after this, if it closes, opens and closes below 23,000, and that's going to confirm this sell signal here. Now, that doesn't mean it can't pop back up a little bit before coming down, but in the big picture, just like I showed back here, the big picture, it'll look something like these right here, right? But you can see back here, it dropped below, gave you the sell signal, and it did pop up just above the 55 EMA and come down. So be aware that can happen. Make sure you guys are using stop losses if you are trading. All right, let's take a look at the weekly. Here is that weekly invalidation point, the 25.8. If we open and close a weekly above that, that invalidates this, and we could be coming up to these higher levels, like I said. But I still believe this is what we're looking at. Probably get a drop back down here. Remember this 14.9? We did not quite hit it, but that was just a measured move of this rising broadening wedge here. And then we have another target, and this being the false bottom target at about 95. And that's just looking at this as a bear flag, right? So as long as we continue making lower highs right here, I see no reason to be bullish here, guys. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin compared to Amazon. So now everybody's trying to say that this is invalidated. It is not invalidated until we open and close a weekly above this 25.8, right? We had 100% pumps in here, guys. We had even bigger than 100%. Let's look at this one here. This was a 77% pump. This one here, which is the same timing, January, right? This one was a 66% pump. We've only pumped this. And it doesn't have to be exact. I'm just showing you guys that this does not mean the bottom is in, right? We had a 57 to 58% pump here. If we get up to that 55 EMA, that 50 or 25.8, that'll get us around 66, which would be the same as this one here. That doesn't have to happen, but it is a possibility. Either way, I still think we have lower low coming, whether it be the false bottom or the true bottom, although I think it's going to be the false bottom, and then we get another rally. But either way, if you buy down here at some new lows, you can ride it up, take some profits. You know, just be careful here, guys, because I do not think the bottom's in. Like I said, the DXY is looking very strong. It's obviously going to have a little pullback, so we might get a little pump. But either way, this is still playing out beautifully. This is where I was talking about the RSI on the weekly. I told you guys once this RSI broke like it did here would be extremely bullish. Everybody would be calling the bottom, which is exactly what's happening now. So could this have been the false bottom? It is possible. But either way, there still is a lower low coming after that. So just be careful out there, guys. I know everyone's extremely bullish, but that is how bear market rallies make people, and then only to continue down to make lower lows. We talked about that. Each pump, everyone would get bullish, wish they sold the last high all the way down. It's still happening, guys. We did not make a new high here on the weekly. So Be careful, be cautious. Make sure you subscribe, scroll down, smash those thumbs up, leave your comments down below. Check out these videos. This one's from December 2nd, 2021, where I called this whole bubble pop theory, which is still popping. And on the other side, you can see Prime XBT tutorial. It'll show you where to put your promo codes, things like that. So take it easy, guys. I'm out.